morning, everybody. It is my time. It's almost 6:30 a.m. on Saturday, April 4th, and I have been up all night sewing. I have not been to bed yet. I've been sewing for all my local clients who have commissioned me to make masks for them. And then I was getting emails from my website and on Facebook asking me if I would ship these, how much they are, if they could ship them. So I decided that I would ship these. I would send them priority in a priority box. So I have several orders that are waiting for me to ship these out. I ordered the boxes through USPS, waiting for them to be delivered to me. And then once they're delivered to me, I'll ship these orders out. Thank you, everybody. These are for personal. These are personal masks for people. These are not being donated to the hospitals. And as everybody knows, these are washable. These have 3 layers of cotton, 3 layers of the interfacing, the non-woven. So these can be washed over and over and over again. I'm not going to do any preaching today. I was pretty mad the last couple times, as you all know. I can't get mad anymore. You know, it's not going to do any good. The only time anything's going to happen is if we get people running our country and our local governments that know what they're doing, that are responsible. It's like I posted on this news group. I said, there's an old saying, anybody can breed children, but not everybody could be a good parent. And that's true with elected officials. A lot of them are not very good parents and not very good at being elected officials. Not very good at being elected officials. Somebody made a comment on, they were kind to me, they weren't mean. They said that I was wrong with some of my opinions about factory and stuff like that, and things started to go away after World War and that. Well, that's true, but the point I was making was that when the tax breaks were given to corporations to bring back factories, they never did. And now that we have this pandemic and we're not a self-sufficient country anymore, because we moved not we, but the corporations moved their production overseas. We don't have them here now. I just saw a video of a news interview of this gentleman who makes pillows in America. And, you know, he's taking this opportunity to get involved and promote himself. That's, you know, any business that does any promoting like that, they're doing it to market their business. And what he said was, he said that he's going to look at opening up a factory making these medical masks, because he said something, this is why I'm talking about him. He said because 90% of all medical supplies in this country are made in China. And that's what I was preaching about all this time too. Oh, my thread came out. I was preaching about that to everybody all this time, and some people are telling me that I'm wrong and this and that. And, you know, just look up the information. Now, here's the thing that, you know, really bothers me that, you know, we got to think about. So these corporations got these tax breaks. They did not bring factories back, and now that we're having this pandemic, who's making all these masks and spending the money? Grandma with her Social Security check. Now, on the last tax break, or when the new tax laws came into being, our president took away a lot of our deductions for charitable. Or he raised them too. So I haven't checked everything on this, but I want to tell you all that are doing donations keep track of all your supplies, all the money you spend. Go back on that one. And see if our government is going to give you the kind of break for all this like they gave the corporations that never brought the factories back. So we'll see what kind of tax write-offs you'll be able to get to benefit you, because you know grandma don't get much on Social Security, and grandma's being very kind, because this whole country's got nothing but grandmas making these masks. And again, it's like I said, the rich are always taking from the poor. The rich are sitting there collecting their millions with all their stuff made in China off of slave labor, and then they can't make the stuff in America when we need it. But grandma's coming to the rescue. You know, leave it to the women, man. The women will always come to the rescue. I swear, we need to have a female run everything. A female run this country, a female run local government. Because, you know, more and more you see these men can't do shit. Just like the governor of Florida. Oh my God, he's deer in the headlights, doesn't know what to do. Tell me what to do, I don't know what to do. Well, what did you run for office for if you don't know how to be a parent? Oh my God, I'm getting angry again. I said I wasn't going to preach. Isn't that pretty? Nice fabric. So, you know, somebody was asking me, let me see if I can back up just a little bit more. All right, somebody was asking me where I'd get my fabric from. Well, I will tell you this. My fabric, I get my fabric from my stash. Now, I have been sewing since 1990 I started sewing, and I have been collecting fabric since then. So every store that I've gone to all these years, when I traveled and when I was on the road teaching, locally, every time I walk into a store, even when I walk into Walmart, first place I go before I get my groceries, I head to the fabric department to see what's over there. I'm not kidding you. And if you're a sewer, you do the same thing I do, right? You know you do. I used to live with someone and he couldn't understand why I had so much fabric. Thought I was crazy. You know, when I was buying fabric years ago at Walmart, they used to have $1 a yard fabric. A lot of you old timers like me will remember that. I used to buy 5-6 yards at a time. And one time I came home, and a lot of you ladies will relate to this because I know. See, I didn't hide my fabric in the trunk like a lot of you ladies do. I earned my money. I'm going to buy what the hell I want with my money. So I come in one day and my ex said, "Why are you buying all this fabric? Blah 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 blah. This and that." What the? And I look at him and I says, "Well, let me ask you something. I just spent $6 on fabric. This is going to make like a dozen Christmas presents. You spend over $100 a month on running shoes and gym membership. Okay, so you're spending more money than I do. I'm not telling you what to do with your money." And now after all these years, I can go in my stash and pull out at home what I need because I got it. It's our fine wine collection, right, ladies and gentlemen? There's gentlemen out there that sew like I do. And some of you may have gone through similar things like the rest of us. But no, I've never hid my stuff. I never was secretive like that. There's nothing to be secretive. I'm not doing anything guilty. I'm doing something I'm not embarrassed about. This is quality. This is skill. You know, most people don't know how to sew. That's why they're paying me to make them these masks. A lot of people don't have the patience. Now you gotta remember, I've been sewing a long time. I'm going slow because I'm talking. When I'm not talking, I sew faster. And you know, why am I making these videos? I guess it's because since I can't work at the salon, I'm in lockdown. I gotta pretend I'm talking to somebody, so I'm talking to all you out there. We're all gonna go stir crazy, you know? I gotta talk to somebody. I talk to my cat and she just looks at me like, "Are you gonna feed me? Are you gonna feed me?" That's another thing. Oh my God. Since we've been staying home, nothing but eating, sewing. I got to run a couple times, and then when I was supposed to run, I was like, "Oh, I'm too tired to go." Oh my God. There was this episode from Will and Grace, I'll never forget. It was Will's parents' anniversary. And Karen didn't want to take the elevator up to this, I don't know, 40th floor or something where the anniversary was. And they were carrying a cake. Yeah. And I get to the top of the stairs, and Jack says something to Karen, would tick Karen off like she always does. She goes something like, "Honey, take my hand. Now, I'm too tired. Slap your face with my hand for me." I'll never forget that. That was a good one. Speaking of Will and Grace, how many of you are Will and Grace fans out there? This is their last season. Now, I was ecstatic when they came back. Oh my God, I was so ecstatic. So ecstatic. I love that whole cast. And the first new season was phenomenal. But I do have to admit, the writing for the last couple seasons, I watch it because I'm a big fan, but last couple seasons, the writing hasn't been all that great. How many times could she get pregnant, right? All right, here's another mask down. It's another one down for a client. I was watching on Facebook. When I take my breaks, I go on Facebook and I get involved in conversations and I see things. And someone made a comment a few months ago. They bought this beautiful car and they were taking all these trips around the world. And they're just having a good old time. I think, oh, they're wealthy people, or they saved all their money and now they're retired. And then they needed masks. Looking for a mask. And someone made one for them and gave it to them. And they were talking about, oh, the kindness of someone to help, the kindness of strangers, and thank you. And I was thinking to myself, you know, waiting for this person to say, let me send you a check. I sent them a check for that, you know, because, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so you got all this money, travel the world. You bought a foreign vehicle, probably about probably about $75,000 to $100,000. You can't send somebody $25 for making a mask for you. So I made a comment. I said, the rich are always taken from the poor. And then a designer friend of mine responded and said, basically what he said was, isn't that the truth? You see people's true character come out in crisis like this. The haves taking from the have-nots. People think it's the other way around. People think that the have-nots are always wanting from the haves. No, we're not working for free, and we're earning our money. We're not taking stuff for free. You know that those stimulus checks are coming. We pay for those with our taxes. Trust me, we have. So what do you want to talk about? Well, I can't hear you. Listen to me. Well, after this, I am going to head to bed. I have some people coming all day to pick up orders. I leave them in a bag in the porch. They just open my front door or the screen door. They take the bag with their name on it and they're off. No contact. So I thank all those people. I thank those lovely people for helping me earn some money during my downtime. You see, those people, they got corporate jobs where they're still getting paid. They're still on payroll, and they're my clients and they're helping me knowing I can't be in the salon with them. And then people out of town that are ordering, thank you for them. Thank you to those people. Some of those people are retired. Some of those people are still working and employed. So, thank you. And let's see what else. Well, that's it. That's all I got to really talk about. You know me. I shoot straight from the hip. I'm going to tell how I see it, how I feel. You know. And if I don't be careful, I'll say too much about everything. Get my butt in trouble like I always do. But at least you know with me, you're going to get honesty from me. That's what all my friends say. They said you can never be, how they say, you can never be a car salesman because you can't bullshit. No, I can't. I can't. I cannot bullshit. Alright, here we go. There's another one. You all have a good day. I don't know when I'll talk to you again. But appreciate your friendships out there. You all stay safe. Please stay safe. We have to stay safe. Oh, for you who sew, you know, like I said, every time I go somewhere, I always buy stuff. I was at a fabric store one year that was going out of business, and they had this roll of tape. So what I did was, I have my bias folder, and this is not bias. This is straight grain, and now before any of you ask me, this is a portable industrial machine. This one's made by Baby Lock. I know Brother makes it. Juki makes one. All the companies make their own version now. This is a high shank. This is a standard high shank industrial foot. So this one here, this attachment I got, you can find these attachments online at your favorite industrial supplier. Just Google industrial sewing machine feet supplies, yada yada. Because I know some of you can say, where do you get that? Where do you get that? Because a lot of you don't know how to Google search on your own. I don't know why. My God, this is 2020. Come on, people. So anyway, this tape, for example, from what I used here, this tape is 1 3/4 inches wide. So this bias binder that I got here is 1 3/4 inches wide. And so anyway, you replace the foot with this foot. This gets screwed on here. You do your adjustment. You feed this in here. It automatically folds it over. And then you can just stitch miles and miles and miles and miles of it. And that's what I did here. And I was going through my stash in my drawers the other day. And I found this. And I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot I had this. So I pulled it out. What a great time to pull it out. See how things come in handy? So whenever you're out shopping, well, when we're able to go out shopping again, and if you see things online, like on eBay or whatever, you know, buy it. Buy it and put it away. You know? And then one day when you're making stuff, you're going to remember you bought something or you found something that you had. Or if you're one of those really, really organized people, you'll have a spreadsheet on what's in every drawer that you have. You know, it's like the lady says, where do you get your fabric? Like, I'm thinking to myself, I don't have a spreadsheet to remember where every piece of fabric I got. And then I realized some people don't go out and buy and collect fabric like I do. Or at least the newbies may not, but us old timers, we do. And us old timers bought the fabric when it was like $1, $1.50 a yard. Today it's like $10, $12 a yard. Anyway, here's a hint for you young people. Be friends with old people who sew if you sew. Because when they die, or if they get sick, or if they really like you, they'll start giving you stuff. I'm serious. I've given a lot of stuff away to people. Ask some of my friends, ask some of my clients. I've given them all kinds of stuff. I've even given them sewing machines. I had sewing machines given to me, I passed it down. I give it to people. I said, you're going to use this? You promise to use it? If you don't use it, I want it back. If you're going to use it and make good of it, keep it. You know? I even bought sewing machines for people. Single mothers I used to work with in the salons. I had a lot of single moms who said their kids wanted to sew if they couldn't afford a sewing machine. So I would buy it for them because I want to see their kids learn skills to be able to do it themselves. Because I can't tell you how many adults are crying, I don't have the talent to sew, I don't have the patience to sew, I don't have this, I don't have that. You know what? If you were hungry enough, you'd find all kinds of talent and skill inside you. But you've got to be hungry enough. You're not hungry enough. You got it too good. Okay, I don't want to be preaching anymore. Talk to you all later. Love you. Bye. Or good night. Or good day for you.